So yeah, I had the pleasure of binge watching both 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later in the same day that I saw 28 Years Later. One of the things that really stands out to me about this franchise as a whole is its messiness. It doesn't seem to care to commit to a tone or even an idea sometimes. And I find that 28 Years Later continues in this tradition. I still don't fully know how I feel about 28 Years Later. There's a lot that I genuinely liked, and there's a lot that made me go, yo, what are we doing here? Like, some of these decisions made me feel like there was crack being served in the writer's room and nobody refused. You can break down this movie into 4 parts. There's the opening where we get the most out of Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays possibly the worst father and husband in zombie apocalypse movie history. The only person who beats him out is the guy from 28 Weeks Later, who literally left his wife behind when the infected were attacking his home. But Aaron Taylor Johnson's character gives him a run for his money. He takes Spike, his son, our main character, into the mainland for the rites of passage hunt like 3 or 4 years before he's actually ready, and they almost get taken out by zombies on multiple occasions. Yo, you know it's bad when your dad, who was like, toughen up son, this is what it means to be a real man. No fear, no pain,
no bread, no water, just me. Oh, yes, man.
And then an hour into the journey are like, we gotta get the F up out of here. On their trip, they recognize that they cross paths with the alpha zombie who controls all the other zombies in the land, which I thought was actually a dope concept. It shows how evolved the infected have become over the last 28 years. And when you get to see the different types of zombies, the zombies have varied in size and athleticism, which makes every encounter different. And I was really enjoying watching Spike and Bad Dad attempt to survive, except for one specific creative decision that they went with. Whenever Spike and Bad Dad would take out one of the zombie horde, the camera would shift to the right or shift to the left the moment the arrow or bullet would connect to them. And the very first time it happened, I was like, yo, what the F was that? And I never really got used to it. Like, I like when filmmakers experiment, but it doesn't always work out. It actually reminded me of those old WWE matches where they do like 1,000 cuts in 10 seconds, or cut every time a wrestler would connect with another one with a kick or a punch or a slam. Every time, bam, cut the camera. And yo, thank God the WWE stopped doing that. But the weird thing is that 28 Years Later also stopped doing their camera shift thing right after the first arc, which is exactly what I meant when I say this series doesn't commit to an idea, even in the same movie. And also, I didn't watch the trailer for 28 Years Later, so I thought the rites of passage arc was going to be what the entirety of the movie is. And I couldn't be more wrong if I tried. Spike and Bad Dad do make it back, and after a few more things transpire to really set in how much of a piece of trash the dad is happens, Spike takes it upon himself to venture out on a journey, this time with his mom, to get her the medical assistance that his dad refused to get her. Like I said, this man is a piece of trash. This is the second part of the movie that I did not care for at all. I was invested in Spike and Bad Dad's relationship, but Aaron Taylor Johnson essentially disappears from the movie at this point, and it kind of just becomes a different movie entirely. Spike and his mom go on this journey across the same land that Spike and his dad just escaped from all the zombie horde, and I'm like, you're going in the same direction. And some other wild stuff happens, like we meet a pregnant zombie, and Alpha Zombie's dick becomes a prominent character for some reason. But I also wonder if those two things are connected. Alpha Zombie's big and pregnant zombie, I don't even know. Alpha Zombie is a massive, no pun intended, and intimidating character, literally ripping the heads and spines out of folks' bodies, which was visually awesome. And then the third act of 28 Years Later is when we finally meet Ray Fiennes' character, the Doctor, and the movie really locks into some of its key themes about death and appreciation of life. And then there's the bones and skull towers that the Doctor built from the bodies of dead infected that he had collected over the years. Honestly, when I saw the skull tower on the poster, I thought it was just like poster art, and I did not expect to see it in the movie at all, but trust me, it's in this movie, which in retrospect is wild because what happens with that skull tower, I just did not see that coming at all. And I really can't say much about it without spoiling the rest of it, so I'm gonna zip it here. What I can tell you, I wasn't really satisfied with the ending of this third part of the movie. It felt almost anticlimactic. There was some weird stuff and a few really big what the F moments, but still very like, okay, like if you say so. And then there's the fourth part, the epilogue. And bro, I lie to you not. This is where I realized the crack that they were being served in that writer's room was pure, unadulterated, uncut, pure cocaine. For reasons unknown, the hip-hop Adidas tracksuit zombie killers arrived, and I just threw my hands up at that point. I was really like, yo, what is happening right now? Like, bro, what? I didn't even mention the dream sequences, the random music cues, the historical military documentary style footage intercutting in random scenes, which was in the beginning of the movie and then suddenly stopped without rhyme or reason. And that's just, as insanely disjointed and crazy as this movie is, I'm still looking forward to seeing like what this trilogy turns out to be. Like how far can we go? How far can we take the cocaine lace ideas rattling around the writers' heads? And that's it for my review of 28 Years Later. My first review I've recorded in a while. I hope that it turned out better than I feel like it did. It feels a little speechy, but yeah, I'm gonna work on it. But until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Or next time. I think my line is, and I'll talk to you guys next time.